It's bad bitch o'clock and I'm still, you know the song from Lizzo? Thick 30. So, all jokes aside, I think that the church is predominantly, and it's been like this for years, predominantly females. I think that it's predominantly females and the daycares are packed with youth. What is going on in the church? Let a young person say it. Young Don is a new Christian, and I love exploring and diving into people's journey into whatever faith they choose. Now, Young Don is touching on something that I have dived into, which is Christianity. So we're gonna unpack and just listen to a little snippet, a little blip. I'll put the whole video in the description box below, but let's get to it. And we're gonna chop it up and react, shall we?
What do you think? Macro idea. As you, who are a recent convert to Christianity, you grew up within the context of the church, but you're relatively a recent convert. Do you feel like seeing Christianity in public, do you feel like it was something that was aspirational and or relevant to young men that want to succeed?
No.
Why?
Because that is not how the modern church is marketed to society, to young men today.
Okay.
When you think of the modern day church, the one that is in front of you, you know, the one that it feels like it's motivational speaking for
that kind of hurt. That it feels as though something I've been saying for so long. I feel as though, just like Young Don said, it is motivational speaking for a certain demographic. If you want to look good, feel good, you can go to church and you're bound to walk out feeling uplifted. That conviction that the church, I feel like either they used to have it before my time. I don't really feel like, I feel like the church itself doesn't really convict you. I feel like it's the word. And, you know, maybe a Christian will say, well, you know, the Holy Spirit is there to convict you, or, you know, it's the Spirit of God. Your conscience is there to convict you. But to some degree, the word itself should be holding you accountable. The church is filled with a lot of women. And in my day, it was predominantly males who were leading the church. They were the head of the church. They were the pastors. They were the ones that led the sermon. And maybe, just maybe, First Lady might pop in and she might say a little something. Now, when you look at churches, there's a plethora of females who are now leading the church. But one thing that didn't change is the amount of females who are dominating the audience of the church. And for me, I wonder is it hard for women to take accountability? I'm one of them. Like, is it hard for me? Is it hard for us as women to hold each other accountable? I was watching this girl the other day and she was like, she's a positive person. She puts out positive content. And she said in her inbox, she gets the most hate, the most bullying from women ever. Out of all, it doesn't matter the age, it's all predominantly women. What's up? Women can nitpick. That's what I feel like Instagram is there for. Women can nitpick so much about each other. But when it comes to taking account, comes to taking accountability, it's kind of not there. Why is it? Why is it the women that fill the church do not take a certain accountability, which they should? They are the ones that are raising Young Don. They are the ones that are in the audience that the sermon is kind of preached to. The pastor knows if I don't give this audience, this woman, a certain kind of feel good, she may not come because she doesn't want to take accountability. She doesn't want to feel that way. So let me make her feel good. She's probably going through a lot anyways. Let me make her feel good. And at the end of the day, when she leaves this church, she might have cried at the altar, but one thing, she's going to walk away feeling a little bit more empowered. You know, it's like me listening to, horoscopes and astrology. At the end of the day, the ones that are leading the way on YouTube are the channels that make you feel good. Sagittarius, oh, this month is going to be your month. It's going to be your month to shine. Abundance is coming your way. Abundance is mine. That person is going to give you a call. That job is going to give you a call. Oh. Somebody has evil eye on you, but you're going to triumph. Like, it's just all positive, making you feel good. But since when does the universe always have good messages to give? Sometimes they're uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that it's bad. Sometimes it's uncomfortable messages to give. And I don't feel like the church can handle that, because they don't want their tithes, their offerings to be taken from them. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't want empty baskets, if you know what I'm saying. But let's continue to listen.
A certain demographic of people, like it's not, see, the true gospel is masculine.
Okay.
You feel me? The true gospel is powerful. And when young men hear the true gospel and hear the weight of the gospel, it has a sobriety to it and a weight to it.
Sorry to cut you. If the gospel is masculine, now we know, not only do the pastors and the message is predominantly males who lead these churches, but the message, the actual book, when you turn the pages, it's a lot of males. The characters are males. The people inside the book is mostly males. The angels are mostly males. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. I'm not saying anything is right with that. But you would think that a book, FUBU, for men by men, you would think that that would be the people who are dominantly in the audience. Again, it goes back to feel-good messages. The people who go viral on YouTube are the ones that hold people accountable, that say things that are not comfortable. Andrea Tate Sneako, Young Don, there's a lot of males, Kevin Samuels, there's a lot of males that say what doesn't feel good and that warrants challenge. Don't you think the church, you could say the church is big. There's a lot of Christians out there, but how big could it be? We are in a Christian nation. Maybe there would be even more mega churches outside of just America, because North America is not just America. It's Canada. Maybe there would be even more if we started to go to churches. Imagine going to a church where they were just like what we see that goes viral. First of all, could the church even handle that? Could they be onward Christian soldiers if people were to come to the church and hold them accountable and have these rough, raw conversations that they have online? Andrea Tate, Sneako, Young Don, Fresh and Fit, and all these people who are having these tough conversations about God. The book is for men by men. Women are in there. Women can read it. Women can preach it. I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying it's interesting that women fill the seats. And why don't women want to be held accountable? Why are men who are preaching it speaking to women to keep them comfortable and warm in those seats? Let's keep going.
Some reason, and is this a failure on behalf of the modern day mainstream church, or is this just Lucifer showing his handiwork at casting deceptions on people? Whichever the case may be, all I know is that,
my opinion, let's not start putting responsibility and let's not start putting things on the devil. We got to hold ourselves accountable first before we start saying that this evil force this Satan, this demon, this negativity is the one that is watering down the church. That is the responsibility of what the church should be doing. Let's not get a little spooky dooky here. Let's keep the people of the church accountable in this Christian nation. Let's let them hold themselves accountable. And I think that the church can handle it. I definitely think the church can handle it. And maybe this is the transition that is needed. I think that the real church is being right here on YouTube. The conversations that are being had, the ones that are brick and mortar, I'm sorry. I think those are the ones for a certain demographic, exactly what he said. But let's continue and let's finish off.
When I was younger, I wanted to be successful and, everything that came with successful. And for some reason, walking with Christ didn't seem to go hand in hand with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh. Why wouldn't you wanting to be successful go hand in hand with your walk with Jesus Christ? Why not? The Bible talks about casting your net, taking a step forward and being out in discomfort and coming back with abundance. The Bible talks about that constantly. That's the law of attraction. That's the manifestation that's hidden right there in the book. It talks constantly about expanding your faith, having faith as small as a mustard seed. It is there. So why wouldn't you think abundance? What does the Bible say? Ask anything in my name. It talks about ask and you shall receive. The Christian songs talk about cast down, shaking together, running over. It talks about your cup runneth over. It talks about these things. So why would that not come into his mind as a young Don and say, you know what? My walk with Christianity equals into success. You should be the most successful if you are Christian. Why not? God trumps the devil, or does the devil trump God? Anyways, I just wanted to dive into this video. I thought it was such a powerful and important conversation to have. I love that the young generation, well, whether they're young or not, I love when somebody's just coming into a religion, and I want to hear what their thoughts are. What is your journey? What is your thoughts on what we just discussed? Leave a comment down below. Let's get into the nitty grits. Let's have a conversation. I'll see you in the next one.